Hi, and thanks for joining me. I'm going to be talking about some of my recent library hauls. I need to put those down because there's a few of them. Some of these I picked up a few weeks ago and they've been auto-renewed, meaning nobody had a hold and was waiting for them. Others, actually most of that pile, I just picked up Saturday. I've just returned a large number of books as well. And I'll be making videos about each of these books in the future. Some will tie in with different subjects. Vampires, Zombies, Werewolves, and Ghosts. This is a collection of 25 classic stories of the supernatural. Ties in perfectly with the Ghosts of Christmas Past event starting in December. That event was created by Vin from Revenant Reads. This is year number 2. I'm honored to be a co-host and joined by my lovely co-host, Debs from Rainer Reads, Pat from Book Chat with Pat. I'll have links to their channels down below. Be sure to check them out, see what they're reading. Originally, I took this out for my October reads, the Ghost It Read and Watch. I'll be doing a wrap-up live stream on Saturday, November 29th with my great pal Kat, who joined me for the event, and we'll be talking about what we read and watched during the month of October. I can now say I have read a Charles Dickens short story. In this collection, it is The Lawyer and the Ghost. It's very short, only 4 pages, and sadly, I can't tell you what it was about. But I will be making a video talking about all 25 of the stories in this collection. From one of my previous pickups at the library, I have Bigfoot. This is by Tom Burnette and Rob Riggs. As you can see, there was a bit of information that stood out for me. These two authors talk about their style of research and investigation. There were a number of interesting facts. There were a couple of things I did not enjoy, but I'll be talking more about that when I do my Bigfoot video. Another book from my previous pickup was Lost Secrets of the Gods. This is edited by Michael Pye and Kirsten Dalley. It is a number of articles by various authors. So we have Robert M. Schoch. If you've ever read anything about the Sphinx or the dating, you may be familiar with that name. We have Frank Joseph, who I have his book actually on Atlantis, and his article here has to do with Atlantis. Scott Allen Roberts, I have his work about the Nephilim, which I need to reread. Paul Von Ward, new to me, but someone I may be looking into, and a number of other authors as well. The articles are short. I really enjoy that at the end of them, there are a list of books that the authors have used, articles, websites as well. So if you're interested about the topics, there's a lot of other sources to check out, which I personally very much appreciate with nonfiction works. And I will be doing a video going through each of the essays. And I have to say, it was more than just a little wild with the number of names that came up, the number of books I've been planning to read that are mentioned in here or that I've recently read. So that will definitely be a fun video coming up soon. This Saturday, I picked up a whole other subject area and things to delve into. Last week, I had picked up a number of books on witchcraft, Baba Yaga, how to enhance your home with positive energies, things like that. I was looking through the books. I mean, the artwork in some of them is truly amazing. There was a graphic history about witchcraft, which I looked through, no pun intended, and it wasn't the timeline that I was looking for, but it would be a great book to use as an introduction if you wanted to share with someone younger about the path and the stories of certain individuals. But I return those. I've made a list of all the titles if I change my mind and decide to delve further into those books. But I have a whole shelf of books that are waiting for me to get to, delve into. I have books in my basket for that big project, so I'm not lacking for reading material with that. I just need to get my little katukas organized and get moving forward with that. What did I pick up this past Saturday? From Outer Space to Inner Space. This is by Dr. Edgar Mitchell with Dwight Williams. An Apollo astronaut's journey through the material and mystical worlds. Edgar Mitchell is a name I've become very familiar with when I first read The Intention Experiment and then The Field by Lynne McTaggert. His name comes up in there. His name also is, of course, connected with the Institute of Noetic Science, which he created and founded. His name quite often comes up with Hal Puthoff and a number of other individuals. So again, like some of my UFO readings, and there's that whole group of individuals that keep coming up, when it comes to quantum physics, noetic science, learning about consciousness, there's another core group of people that seem to all come up throughout the various books. This is the first time I'll be reading something by Dr. Edgar Mitchell. Very fascinating individual. Not only is he the founder of the Institute of Noetic Science, but he's one of the few human beings who has actually walked on the moon. I'm just a few pages in, very much enjoying the read so far. I'm looking forward to reading book 2 of the Foundation series by Issac Asimov. When Dave from Book Blather was on my live stream a few weeks ago, he had mentioned that this was quite a different read. I enjoyed the first book of the series, which I own, but I don't have any of the others. I also noticed, because this is sadly a thing now, is putting on the front covers, whether there's a TV show or a movie. And I'll be honest, it pisses me off because that isn't part of what attracts me to a book. To me, it just douches it up, and I wish they would stop doing that. If you have to make note of it, then put it on the back. Don't destroy the work of an artist and a creator. There's my little rant. But I am looking forward to this and planning to start it quite soon. Next, because I do enjoy this type of thing, and it's actually related to one of the articles I read in Lost Secrets, A Brief History of Atlantis, Plato's Ideal State. This is by Stephen P. Kershaw. Very much looking forward to this. And the article in Lost Secrets by Frank Joseph talked exclusively about Plato and why he doesn't think that Plato was just writing about a imaginative world, that there are connections to that time period So this will definitely be a fascinating read because, again, it has to do with Plato. The chemistry of alchemy, from dragon's blood to donkey dung, how chemistry was forged. This is by Cathy Cobb, Monty Fetterolf, and Harold Goldwhite. I find alchemy fascinating. I have a book about alchemy to do with recipes and going through the different stages. I have a set of alchemy runes that I refer to now and again, and that relates back to numbers. Alchemy, although people always said, they're trying to change minerals to gold, and for some that may have been part of it, but for the majority, it was about internal work. And from those different projects and processes, the field of chemistry was born. So I'm very much looking forward to this. During my last thrift store haul, I was shocked to find Extraterrestrial by Avi Loeb, professor at Harvard. The reason I say I'm shocked is it was in mint condition and it's published, I believe, 2020. In other words, not very old. I had borrowed it from the library before as an audiobook, but there's a huge wait list for it, so I never got to finish it. Now, because of my thrift store, I can take my time and annotate as I go. I decided to check this one out, and it's a short read, and I can go faster reading than I can listening. This is Interstellar, the search for extraterrestrial life and our future in the stars. This book is published in 2023, so even newer than Extraterrestrial, and I really wanted to give it a read, particularly now with whatever it is that's up there and heading towards Earth. If I remember correctly, it's called 3i/Atlas. I've yet to check out the web to find out what kind of articles are out there. I know he's been on Joe Rogan. Not sure that really gives him much credibility weight with me, but I still may listen to that podcast, check other things out, and I am curious about the read. The final book that I picked up this time is Garden Alchemy. This is by Stephanie Rose of Garden Therapy. 80 recipes and concoctions for organic fertilizers, plant elixirs, potting mixes, pest deterrents, and more. I've given this already a quick flip through, some wonderful ideas I'm looking forward to putting into action and trying out this spring. The one thing that I've already noticed that I'm definitely going to be doing is using old toilet paper rolls as seed planters. In the past, I've picked up the peat pots and used those because you can just bury them because I hadn't actually considered toilet paper rolls are cardboard that will break down just as easily. You always have some in your home, so it's just a matter of collecting them. Now, I don't throw them out. I put them in my composter anyway, so they're helping my yard as it is. I also came across a lovely page with a hydrangea, which I did know, depending on the type of soil you have, you will either get blue or pink blooms. She also has some great ideas for soil testing. So getting soil from different parts of your yard to determine what is going on and whether you need to enhance that with some natural fertilizers. Of course, you've got your compost that helps enrich things. So a lot of amazing ideas in here. That is all of my current library fun finds. Looking forward to the reads, couple videos to make to share with you what I've come across. Let me know in the comments down below. Have you read any of the books that I've mentioned? Do you use your public library? I mean, it's a great resource. It's an excellent way to give books a test run. For example, Bigfoot, and I've recently done a video on Imminent by Luis Elizondo. I'm so grateful that I could get both of these books through my public library, and I'm glad I didn't spend the money to pick them up. I'll explain more about why I feel that way with Bigfoot, and I've already explained in my video The Greys by Whitley Strieber and Imminent by Luis Elizondo why I'm not buying Elizondo's book. Let me know in the comments down below if you're participating in the Ghosts of Christmas Past event. This year, the short story we're reading is The Signal Man by Charles Dickens. That will be my second Charles Dickens read. I'll be uploading a reading of that story on Friday. And until next time, remember, keep making use of your public library, taking books out to give them a test run or to enjoy reading them or to use them for research and personal studies, because it really is a gift to be able to go and have access to so many books for free. Whether they're old school book in hand like I do, there's audiobooks, there's ebooks, you can get CDs, DVDs. They really are an important resource to keep in our communities. As always, thank you for the gift of your time, and remember, be safe, be well, and take good care.